As a man, what's the one thing stopping you from opening up? Hello and welcome. Want to know the one thing that keeps guys from opening up? It's like trying to find matching socks in the dark while juggling flaming marshmallows. So, hit that subscribe button and drop your hilarious one-word answer in the comments. We're waiting, and no, it's not pineapples. Go on, spill the beans. A guy friend is a serial monogamist, series of 3 to 5 years relationships, and this dude used to be an open book with his girlfriends. The last 2 relationships ended because he found out they had told their friends, who had told their friends/boyfriends, about every personal aspect of his life, from what he likes in the bedroom, to his issues with his father, to how he wants to be a psychiatrist because his mother was raped as a teen and she was still working through the trauma throughout his childhood/adolescence. When he found out the first GF had shared these stories, he was upset, but she pointed out that he had never explicitly said she shouldn't share them. He thought not talking about his mother's rape or the size/shape of his anatomy should be implicit, but he asked that, going forward, she not share private details without asking him first. About a year later he found out she was still doing it and ended things. The second GF he asked up front to check with him before sharing private details, especially about their sex life/his family life. He found out there was a picture of his junk floating around her friend group and that her friends knew every last detail about his parents/family life. She said she didn't think it was a problem because none of it was bad and the NSFW stuff she'd shared was actually quite flattering. This girl seemed really sweet, and I think she actually believed that, but he walked away from that relationship as well. Dude does not share anything he wouldn't feel comfortable tweeting anymore. He is now the stereotypical "why doesn't he share?" guy. I'm good. I'm fine. Also known as not giving someone the ammo to shoot you with. This really hits home for me. Many members of my family are horrible gossips, my mom and my sister in particular. I've been trying to address the issue for years with my mom only to have her either deny she's doing it or telling me it's because I love you. How can you expect your family to help you if they don't know? I wasn't asking for help, I just wanted someone I could confide in and vent to. I don't need the weird looks from the rest of my family when my mom has finished her gossip sessions. Usually what I have told her is repeated to others inaccurately with her own layer of bias and assumptions piled on. As a result, most of my family has a very strange perception of me and it makes me feel uncomfortable being around them. At this point I don't share any personal information with my family anymore. I enjoy their company. For the most part they're nice people, but I'm not their goddamn reality TV show. Every single time I do, whatever I'm talking about gets downplayed or they try to one-up me. I'm never allowed to have a moment. Every single time I do, whatever I'm talking about gets completely ignored and they one-up me. I've never been allowed to have a moment. Jokes aside, I dealt with that shit too. I don't even talk to my best friends about shit anymore cause they did that. Those aren't good friends if they can't do basic support like listening. And I experience the same. Having my vulnerability weaponized against me. I feel like it's getting more and more common, especially with the women in my life. Everyone is trying to get the moral high ground and shaming others, even friends, makes them feel good about themselves. I need a sociologist to unravel this. My problems get downplayed as not important. I'm expected to suck everything up. I kinda feel you. When people tell you that you have to be grateful because you are lucky, unlike people who really have it bad, you try to shut up of things. I tried to talk about depression and my entire family asked me what I had to be sad about. They were right, I literally had no valid reason to be sad about. But still, there I was. When your opening ups don't get taken seriously and you are just said that you're trying to get attention, you shut up about things. Know that your emotions are valid too. Try find a therapist might help with depression. Rant am in the same boat. Nowadays I suppressed my emotions for so long, that there are so many inside that I can't distinguish one from the other, so can't really express or take care of them anymore. Because I've never had a positive experience opening up. Experience has shown me that I'm truly alone in everything. Yep. Everyone wants men to talk about their feelings and experiences, but in 32 years I have never once not been made to look like a fool for doing it. All it's done is tell people how to hurt me and what to use against me when they're angry. My trust has been shattered over and over and I'll just bottle it up until I die from a heart attack within the next 20 years or so. Out of the 6 or so women I've dated, 5 of them have either reacted harshly to opening up, or have told me I'm trauma dumping on them after they asked me to share. No, I know you're not my personal therapist, but don't ask me to open up about my past and then immediately shit on me for it. Especially after you badger me about it. My current GF is the only one that hasn't, and I am so in love with her that I blindly started sharing when she asked. She's the best person I've met and makes me so happy. I'm going to spend the rest of my life with her if she'll have me. No one listens. What's the point? Also, nobody cares. Narcissists, scammers and other manipulators care. They can't wait for you to let them know all your secrets. Oh, they care. They care that I'm bumming them out by complaining. If it helps in a misery loves company way, I'm a woman, and other than my immediate family, I feel this way a lot of the time. According to attachment theory, I learned as a small child that my feelings were unacceptable and had to be suppressed, which means that I have been unable to receive emotional support from others and have found that giving emotional support to others to be exhausting. This has meant that close relationships of any kind has been a major drain on my resources. I have been expected to give emotional support, which has been excruciating for me, without feeling like I get anything back. This has led me to avoid letting people into my life as it has simply seemed like a bad deal. Hello fellow dismissive avoidant. Stay strong brother. Is this a good phrase to look up to try and give some understanding to the hell that is my life right now? Dismissive avoidant? I've actually seen this phrase in some recommended YouTube videos but never got around to watching them. Those videos can be kinda heavy lol. To my wife? Nothing. I'm an open book and communicate wonderfully with her. To new friends or co-workers? I've dealt with enough pain and loss that I don't feel the need to open up to anyone new anymore. I've buried 3 best friends in the last 20 years and I'm only in my 40s. Very similar here. I have lost friends and family over the last few years and have zero need to be any more open than I am already, and my wife knows me back to front. I don't want or need to be more open. Wow. To be honest, I respect you for being transparent with your wife, especially with all the hardships you've endured. I can relate to the buried friends. There comes a time in one's life when you need to accept and cherish the ones who are with us are enough, whilst the ones who are no longer physically with us protect us from a much bigger and more powerful realm. No one's listening. I've given up all chance at inner peace. I've made my mind a sunless space. I share my dreams with ghosts. I've made my mind a sunless space. I share my dreams with ghosts. If this isn't a song lyric, it should be. It's part of Stellan Skarsgård's monologue in Andor. It's incredible. I got chills watching it. That is the exact reason why I share everything, because no one really cares. Well, if nobody's listening, I guess I'll just keep talking to myself. At least my jokes will always land. Being ignored or patronized for being weak or just being made fun of. I literally start crying every time I talk about my deeper feelings and what's bothering me, so I just prefer to not do that. Maybe you really need a good cry about it? There's absolutely no shame as crying BTW, it's a natural reaction, and anyone who tried to shame you for it has issues with themselves. I had a good cry yesterday when I visited my dad's gravesite. Really needed that. I'm not against crying, I used to cry a whole lot, but I'm kinda dead inside now and it's not nearly as frequent. Maybe you really need a good cry about it? I wish I could understand this mindset. For me, I've found that once I'm done crying about something, the problem is still there and now I just look like shit. I don't feel better at all. It makes me feel weak and burdensome. I fear that the people I love will think less of me. Opening up about troublesome thoughts and feelings just spreads the negativity around. Why would I want to bring negativity into the lives of the people around me? I feel you. I speak to a therapist, listen to therapeutic podcasts, and even have conversations with myself when I'm home alone to verbally try to work through something that's bugging me. Hope you find something that works for you, man. Hey, my people. My wife takes on so much, and I'm supposed to be there for the kids, not vice versa. I don't have super close male friends anymore, but even when I did, we would mostly help each other by taking our minds off of our issues rather than dwelling on them. I have to say it usually works out pretty well for me. I solve my problem, or cope with it for a while. I never hide important things from my family, but I don't just lay big bad feelings eggs all over the place. If I need help, I usually ask for something concrete.